I think that the biggest issue that I see for coming in the future is going to be mental health. The kids can't handle this pressure. Like, their brains are not designed to handle the same thing that ours is, or even mentally prepared to handle. So I think that pressure and the desire to succeed, you lose all of the intangibles that sports are supposed to be about, and then that relationship between parent and kid becomes toxic now. Now we're ruining that over a game and completely have lost sight of every single thing that's supposed to be what sports are about. I think it's an extremely difficult time to be a parent in youth sports. There's multiple sports pulling at your kid. There's time. You have a lot of kids. Your schedule when work ends is tied up. Your weekends are tied up. I mean, some people are at 3, 4, 5 different events. And so there becomes a pressure socially also, this has kind of become, I would say, it's kind of like the country club vibe, right? Like a little more elite because he does this. My kid's better than your kid because he plays for them. And, and a lot of that has to come down to the branding and what's going on in the organization and how people value what is a good, club to join, right? But the social side of it is extremely alarming to me, because now it's hindering development. It's hindering their ability to play something that they love. It's not allowing them the freedom to just go out and play because there's so much pressure on them. I think that the biggest issue that I see for coming in the future is going to be mental health. The kids can't handle this pressure. Like, their brains are not designed to handle the same thing that ours is, or that a high school athlete is even ready to even mentally prepared to handle. So I think that pressure and the desire to succeed, you lose all of the intangibles that sports are supposed to be about. Sports are supposed to be about self-confidence, yes. They're also supposed to be about process and learning to work for something, to earn something, to deal with failure and the ups and downs of being good and being bad. You're supposed to learn how to be a good teammate. You're supposed to have respect for your opponent, and somehow find that there is a mutual respect that, they beat us today. That's okay, right? But it's just, it's the umpire's fault. There's a fight going on. We're blaming the coach. We're moving programs. And the kid's just sitting in the car like, I want ice cream. And then that relationship between parent and kid becomes toxic now. Now we're ruining that over a game and completely have lost sight of every single thing that's supposed to be what sports are about. And there's a pressure now on the kid to stay in this group, right? Be in this social club. I like these parents. We like to have a good time. I enjoy hanging out with them. Parents have a tendency to always say well, the kid really likes his teammates. So now you're making decisions off emotions and not making decisions off of, am I actually paying for something tangible here? Is my kid getting the best experience that's best for him developmentally? Because I'm worried about my friends and I'm worried about their friends. I've never had a team that wasn't friends after a couple weeks, no matter what the age is. I mean, we've just started dealing with youth players, but the first couple practices look like a middle school dance, and half of them are over here, half of them are over there, and it looks a little bit weird. But by week 2 or 3, they're all buddies. They're playing Fortnite together, they're hanging out. So, that to me relays this back. This is more about the social aspect for the parents, like the pressure to stay in this social circuit or social clique. It's toxic. It's really important that every single environment that I put him in is shaping him or her the right way, right? It should not have to do with what I like or where I like to be. I would love to have my daughters play soccer with all my buddies' kids. Like, what a great time. You know what I mean? Like, we're all hanging out, we're having a good time. It's like a vacation every single weekend. But it doesn't mean that it's better for them. And if they end up liking the sport in 5 years, and a bunch of bad habits are developed, like, I just wasted, and I actually probably can't afford what I am gonna need at 15 or 16 to get it all fixed. And that's not even to be said that you could get it fixed. Like, the damage could already be done. Like, you only have one chance to do athlete long-term development correctly.